Today, I'd like to talk about what has changed this year under the Trump administration. My name is Priya Alagiri. I've been practicing immigration law for over 15 years, and my law firm focuses on EB1A visas for engineers. So, over the last year, in 2025, I have seen significant changes in immigration policy, what the Immigration Service wants to see. And these are changes that I have noticed just practicing in this area um, for a long time and filing many B1A visa cases for engineers. So, what's different in 2025 compared to 2024 under the Trump administration is that more than ever, more than even the first go around with the Trump administration, we are seeing a heightened level of scrutiny. It has jumped significantly. Um, Officers are now diving deeper into evidence. So they're not only looking at your narrative, your story, your accomplishments, they are focused, like I've never seen before, on the supporting evidence. So little things matter. More so than they did in 2024. So, for example, if you are using a printout from a website as part of your evidence, make sure you have the URL included. They notice these things. If you are, I don't know, submitting some type of like job information, make sure your name is there. Don't assume that they will know that this was yours. If you did it, if it's your paper, pay stub, whatever it is, make sure your name is there. And what I've also seen in 2025 is an incredibly high RFE trend. And what I've noticed is what kind of reduces your chances of an RFE is providing measurable, objective, verifiable evidence. Again, I'm not talking about the narrative or the written part explaining your accomplishments. In 2025, what I've seen is deep diving into the supporting documents. And the type of supporting documents they want now in 2025 is different than ever before. Um, for example, for membership, what used to be accepted is not anymore. They want to see the bylaws of the association that you belong to. They want to see who are reviewing the membership applications. What are their credentials? And again, this is new this year. The deep dive into kind of highly scrutinizing evidence. Um, so focus, of course, on your accomplishments, your narrative, but equally focus on the supporting documents. And remember, more is not better. So don't just bury them in paper. Be very precise, intentional in what you're submitting. Make sure it is solid. Make sure it's a clean copy. And it really is an objective document that supports your case. So, my takeaway with regard to evidence in 2025 is make sure it's externally verified and independent supported proof. So I've also seen that they are, with regard to the criteria, the two criteria, for example, membership and maybe judging, I have seen that they are following the strict, very strict reading of the regulation. So for membership, for example, the actual black and white wording is that the membership applications must be reviewed by experts in the field. So before, it was kind of assumed, prior to 2025, and we didn't have to provide objective documentation showing that experts review the membership applications. So this again is where it's written in the regs, and they're requiring it more so than in 2024. And what they're requiring are things like bylaws, written evidence, objective evidence that you meet the criteria. So, same thing I've seen with judging, and these are just examples. So, for judging, the actual black and white reading of the law is that you must have judged, past tense. So again, what may have worked in 2024 is not working now. So showing maybe an invitation to judge an event now will not work, because you have to show that you actually judge the event. So they are looking for proof, more so than in 2024, that you actually completed the judging. And again, whatever you're providing as proof, make sure it has your name on it, your date, the date, things like that. Again, to meet the higher level of scrutiny. And the other thing I've noticed is comparable evidence is not working anymore. And I would not rely on comparable evidence as part of your strategy for the EB1A. So the Trump administration has changed immigration pretty significantly this year. We have changed the way we're doing things, how we present the criteria for the EB1A, and how we provide the evidence to support your case. And what we can take away from this, particularly for engineers, is to focus on external impact of your innovations. Do not rely on proprietary project or soft evidence. They want hard metrics, objective evidence. And the more independent evidence you can provide, like independent adoption of your work, maybe third party press or similar recognition of what you worked on, external testimonials, adoption metrics. So things like this are now essential. It's not optional anymore. And that's my takeaway from 2025. If you are using the 2024 EB1A visa playbook in 2025 or going into 2026, my guess is you'll get an RFE. The rules have changed. The evidence expectations have changed significantly. The reading of the regulations has changed significantly, and the Trump administration's stricter stance regarding immigration is shaping how officers evaluate extraordinary ability green card cases. As always, don't hesitate to contact my office. If you need help, continue watching our channel and subscribe.